Hello everybody. So I'm gonna just kind of bring up some things in this video that I thought would be important. It's not like a super important update. It's more of like a check-in and maybe some minor announcements. But the main point of this video is just to talk about what I am thinking right now, the current state of my videos. Nothing major is changing. Maybe it might be major to some of you. But the biggest thing I wanted to say was, first of all, the Fallout 4 playthrough, I might be kind of slowing down, if not stopping for a little while. I might be taking a break from that just because I kind of realized that through other things that playing more linear games is kind of what I appreciate doing more than just like an open world experience kind of game, because it's a lot easier to plan out a start and a stop to the playthrough when you know when the game starts and stops, if that makes sense. So just wanted to come out and tell you guys that, first of all, just to kind of get the serious stuff out of the way. And that I'm going to be kind of sprinkling little random videos like this throughout the week, along with my Devil May Cry and my Undertale playthrough that I'm going to be starting up, if not this week, then next week. We'll see how it pans out. You guys are going to be getting everything pretty steadily. It just depends on when I want to record it, because I have a ton of stuff kind of stocked up. But with that out of the way, let's get into the actual fun part of the video. So thanks for listening to this, and oh yeah, also one more thing. If you have any other game suggestions that you would like to just like throw out there that you think that I could play and it'd be kind of a good game that maybe you've wanted to see played, or you think that I would like, I don't know, any kind of suggestion, just put that in the comments or tell me some other way. I don't really care, but you'll see if it ends up on here. Most likely will, because I have a lack of not really a lack of ideas, but I kind of want to know what you guys want. So tell me down below, or any other way, what you want, and we'll see what we can do. So yeah, thanks for listening to this, and on to the fun part. So this story is kind of fun and a little bit mischievous because I went to fucking prison. No, but seriously, one of the classes I took senior year of high school was the criminal justice class, or the administration of justice, and it was actually one of my best classes. I got like the highest grade in the class, which wouldn't really matter, and I wouldn't really brag about it now, except that I think it's kind of it was like my favorite class, so I was kind of proud that I had such a good grade in it, but whatever. Enough of that. The one of the biggest field trips, actually the only field trip that year and in that class, was going to the county jail, and I like to call it prison because that sounds more intense, even though they're two totally different things. But technically, from what we heard from the guards, is that it was basically a prison, because the prisons are full and they're putting all the excess prisoners into jails. So it was pretty much half a prison. So I went to fucking half a prison. But no. It was a really cool field trip, and it was like a tour of jail, and like you actually were there like inches, not inches, but like feet away from real prisoners, like unbound, and there was like nothing between you and them. Like you're just walking amongst their like living space as they're like have clear access to you. So a lot of people were spooked by it, but I was surprised, like, oh boy, here comes he's just bragging, but like, one of the guards even said, like, if you're not at least a little bit nervous near the prisoners, there must be something wrong with you. So I don't know if I just have a low amount of fear in my body, like to the unhealthy degree, but like, it literally didn't faze me that like they were like kind of taunting us or like trying to get us spooked, because I don't know what it was. Like, I actually thought I was gonna be more scared than I was, but it really wasn't a big deal. I guess like if something did happen, then I would react to it negatively, or like, you know, try to be alert toward it. But like walking amongst them in their like living areas when they're like 2 feet away from us, like saying weird shit, and like we have to just kind of walk in a straight line. I wasn't like shaking or anything or like nervous. It was kind of weird actually to me. So not me bragging, just me saying like it's not all it's cut out to be. I don't know. Maybe when you're actually in the prison 24/7, it's kind of a big deal. But the prison was really weird. It was like kind of what you think from TV, but like you get there and like this is kind of a semi-high-tech one where they have like big rooms of like 2 or 3 stories of like individual cells with like big ass steel doors that they close and like people live in. It's kind of like lockdown. Speaking of lockdowns, there was a lockdown while we were there, because like 10 minutes after the first group walked through the like lowest security part of the prison, I think. No, maybe not lowest security, but like lowest priority. Like these are like the new guys and like the people that don't go anywhere behaviorally. Like there was a fight there between 2 of the inmates, and they had to break them up and had a big ass lockdown in the whole prison. So when we went through those like big ass like 2-3 story areas where like people usually were walking around, they were all confined to their cells because of the lockdown. So it was kind of weird, but that was cool to kind of go and see We actually talked to some of them who were like less problem prisoners, and like the super locked up ones. We went to the maximum security, and like they were yelling constantly. They never stopped yelling because they were just trying to do something. And like I guess not the warden, but the head guard over there, like in the area, so they're just bored and like they want something to do, so they try to yell at us to like get a rise out of us to see if they can do anything because they're fucking bored. So like they were yelling all kinds of shit. Like one chick was like, "Hey, let her over here. Like I'm her uncle." Like if the guard is like, "Is he your uncle?" And she's like, "No." So that was kind of funny because it was just the weirdest thing you could say to get like an excuse to get someone to come near your cell. But anyways, the prison was crazy. There was a thing in like the guard like headquarters kind of area where like they had this really old like simulation machine from like the 80s that was probably issued by President Ronald Reagan. But the machine was like this police simulator where you go in the machine and you get like a real gun, but it's unloaded and it has a laser pointer in it. And you're supposed to point it at the screen and shoot and pretend it's like a video game, but it's for like simulation purposes to like train cops. And so me and my friend went in one after the other, and this machine like generates like random situations for you to react to. There's like up to 30 situations, so of course after everyone was done they were all talking about their scenarios they got. But me personally, I got I go in the machine and I have my gun and I'm kind of like nervous because it's like, oh shit, what's gonna be thrown at me? He said that the two people with the best scores get like a prize, so I was like at first I was just wanted to make sure like hopefully I'm a good shot, because I don't know, playing all these video games and stuff, it's like you'd think that you'd be kind of good at it, but it's like it's kind of a cool thing to be a good shot. So I'm going into it kind of nervous and like not sure what to expect. And like I get thrown in and like there's like a fake video screen with like my partner on there, and like we run to some parking lot, and like this lady who's straight out of the 1980s is like, "There's two black people running and stealing into they're breaking into my car. They're over there." And I was like, "Okay." A little bit non-PC, but whatever. And I walk toward like the car, and like there are these two dudes like breaking in, and like they see me, and like I'm supposed to yell shit, so instantly I'm like, first like, "Drop your weapon," like, you know, hands up. And they just unload like their fucking guns at me, like start shooting. So I'm like I almost started to like start dodging, but like I realized there was no point because it's a fucking simulation and there's like no like reason to dodge. So I just pull out my gun and start fucking blasting. And I think they both get away. I think they said the gun was faulty a little bit, but like I think I got one of them because like only one of them ran away. But they run away, and then it's just over. It took like 20 seconds probably of my time, and then it zips me into the next scenario. I'm in this park with my partner. I don't remember what they looked like, but I'm like going up to this kid, and this kid's like, "Oh my god, mister, there's this guy grabbing my friend and putting him in the van." And I was like, "Oh shit." So the visual screen like runs over to like this just like fucking camera shot straight out of like a PSA video from the 1980s about child predators. It's like this guy with a mustache and a long trench coat and like really weird like slicked like balding hair, like grabbing this kid and trying to put him into his big ass white van. It's like straight out of a fucking cartoon. I don't know, it's just super stereotypical. And I'm just like, "Hey, let go of the kid." And then like the fucking the pedo man pulled out a gun and just starts unloading. I'm like, "God damn it." So I just start shooting at him, and I'm pretty sure we got him because he like fell into his car or some shit. And then that was the end of the scenario. And then the guy asked me to like justify my shit. So like for the first one, he's like, "Why did you start shooting at them?" Like, "Well, they pulled out guns and started shooting at me." And then he was kind of like, "You know, there's really no reason to say drop your weapon when they're already firing at you." And I kind of laughed, and I was like, "Oh shit, oh well." And I was like, I think I said something like, "Oh well, you know, if I didn't say that, it might have just looked like I was mindlessly shooting at them." But whatever. And then for the next thing, he asked me to like remember what the kid told me before I started shooting at the guy. And like because my adrenaline was kind of going, it was kind of hard to remember. But I think I told him, and like that's not super important, but that's what I remember. And then my friend went in after me, and he had to defend his partner from being stabbed, and like something else. He like had like one of the harder scenarios where like he just instantly starts getting shot at by like 6 people. But anyways, the reason I bring this up is because, well, not only is it kind of a cool story, but like when we went back to class the next few days, and I get back to class and he's like announcing everyone's results and kind of individually talking about how everyone did. He like talks about some girl being the best shot and like, but she didn't win. So I was like, whoa, I guess she had the best accuracy, but she didn't have very good reasoning or something like that. And that was weird because I thought for sure she was going to win because she's like some gun lady that like hunts and stuff. And then they talked to the other person who thought that they was going to win, and they said, "Oh, they had the best reasoning, but they didn't have the best shooting." And then they announced the winner, and they're like, "Oh, the winner is me." And like they didn't say me, but they said my name. And then it's like, "Oh my gosh, I won!" And I go up and accept my like Subway gift card. I'm pretty sure I used it for riot points on League of Legends, but it was just hella cool, dude, because I was Top Gun, boy. Top Gun. It was me. I went to fucking prison.